Alan Wake. I'm hunted by the law.
Sheriff, Wake's running. I'm giving chase.
Are you seriously telling me that writer just took out my deputies?
A thriller I supposedly wrote is coming true. The genre of the story seems to be shifting. It's turning into a horror story. I was told that Alice had been kidnapped, but that was a lie.
We don't have his wife. We don't know where she is.
Her purported kidnapper was eaten up by the dark presence before it attacked me.
Alan, shh, baby. It was just a nightmare.
Alice.
There you go, Alan.
Hartman.
Oh,
I fell.
I had to give you a sedative. Don't fight it. You went through another rough period.
What?
Right now, it's very important that you stay calm. We don't want you to have another episode. You're a patient at my clinic. Have been for a while now. The shock of your wife's death triggered a mental illness.
No, you're lying.
You're suffering from various symptoms of undifferentiated schizophrenia.
Bastard.
It's okay, Alan. Just let go.
I felt groggy. Whatever Hartman had bumped in
всем
me
привет,
was
с вами
making me
Вескер.
numb. I felt
Мы
like this
начинаем
was happening to
проходить
someone else.
4-й
Someone
эпизод
I was
Алана
watching on
Вейка.
television. I couldn't think.
И
Couldn't
оказалось,
focus.
что
There were only
жена
empty sheets of paper
Алана
here.
мертва,
No manuscript pages.
и Алан находится в психиатрической лечебнице. Ну, можно так сказать. Так, итак, что здесь?
The door was
Ooh.
locked. I was a prisoner here.
Я пленник. This is bad. Опять ты, Хартман. Ненавижу этого
Good
парня.
evening, Alan. Are we feeling better now? Feeling calm?
Yeah. I see you brought your pet gorilla with you. So sure, I'm calm. I get the message. Loud and clear.
Quite right. That's the spirit. You're being very brave, Alan. I understand you're confused. I would be more concerned if you weren't suspicious of me. I don't blame you for it.
Big of you.
Now, why don't you come with me? We'll reacquaint you with my clinic and go over everything you might have forgotten. Little walk and some fresh air? Yes, it will do you good.
Что-то на ручную гориллу он не очень
This
похож.
corridor is for patients. Most of them aren't here right now. Jack took them out for a fishing trip, except for the ones who are particularly vulnerable, of course. I encourage creativity as a part of the recovery process here at Cauldron Lake Lodge. I specialize in treating artists.
I bet you do.
Splendid, Alan. I honestly believe we can get this thing under control if we work together. This way, Alan.
Одну минуточку. Медведь, привет.
Now, Alan, from past experience with you, I know I need to get right into the heart of the matter as quickly as I can after an episode. So I'm just going to say this. Alice is dead.
No.
You're in a very vulnerable state until you understand and accept this. Alice drowned, and you couldn't face that. You're suffering from hallucinations, paranoid delusions, unusual thinking, an obsession about light and
Вы думаете, я в это поверю?
a feeling that everything revolves around
I
you,
think not.
your thoughts and dreams. Your mind has constructed an elaborate fantasy scenario in which your writings are affecting reality. She has been kidnapped and supernatural forces of darkness are trying to stop you. We go this way, Alan.
I wasn't ready for another shot,
Свежий
so I
воздух.
went along with it.
Класс.
He had to be lying. But under the influence of the drug he had given me, I had to fight not to believe his words.
It's all in your head. You've been making it up. Apart from the tragic accident with your wife, no one has been killed. Your delusions are just a manifestation of your subconscious mind trying to protect you from the too painful truth. Unless we fight the fantasy, it will return. I know the instinct is to resist me, but think about it. Doesn't this make far more sense than the insane supernatural conspiracy you have concocted in your mind? You're a skeptic by nature, Alan. We both know this. Everything can be explained
Термос.
logically.
Дай мне термос. Ладно. Я все равно его получу. За гранью тени, где ты ютишься, сверкает чудо. Вот тут красивый вид, ничего не скажешь.
I never get tired of this view. Very inspiring, isn't it?
Не, а солнце
Cauldron
где?
Lake spread below us. I could see Mirror Peak on the other side of the lake. I thought I could make out the spot where Diver's Isle had been when I arrived with Alice. Now there was nothing but waves.
It seems there's a storm coming. Funny, I don't recall there being a mention of that in the weather forecast. Well, no matter. This way. Follow me. Alan, what I'm telling you is good news. Right now we're in control. Every time you have a relapse, it gets more and more difficult to resurface from the dark depths of your imagination. Not surprising, considering your profession. Imagination is what you work with. After all your nightmares, this should come as an immense relief to you. If it doesn't, why is that? Because I'm lying? Or because you don't want to admit that you're not well? It's very natural for you to think of me as your enemy. It's part of the illness.
I let him talk.
After all,
Hartman
I'm the one
obviously
trying
loved
to
his
bring
own
you out
voice.
of the world
His
you've
words echoed
constructed for
madly
yourself.
inside my head.
But I can't
I dug
do
my
it
nails
by
into the
myself.
palms of my hands to stay
You need to
focused.
work with me. Once you accept that, we can begin the journey towards your recovery.
Столбал ты мне уже
Come
мозги
along.
промывать.
Let's go inside. Here's the entrance to the office wing.
Знакомый
For
голос.
staff only. You were impressed by my trophies when you first arrived here. I do love to hunt. The great outdoors, man versus nature. It's wonderful stuff.
Pretty damn wonderful, yeah.
Забавно, я на него даже внимания не обращаю.
Emerson,
I'm a real bad dream, mister. You should be afraid of me. Don't want to run into me in the night, that's for sure.
please, Emerson. Mr. Wake is confused enough as it is.
Yeah, you'd like me to go away so you won't be scared. But you can't just decide what kind of dream you have or when you have it.
Я
Emerson,
приду за тобой,
Okay,
крошка.
okay, sorry. Boo.
that's Emerson. We're actually making some progress with him, I'm happy to say. He works on video
Elbow
games.
strike. Ooh,
It's
yeah.
trash, of course, but it does involve
Get
some
'em to the head.
small creative effort, which
Я
makes
лучше
him
уйду
receptive
отсюда.
to my therapeutic methods.
Страшно с вами, психами. Ненормальные. Я иду за тобой, крошка. Папочка вернулся за тобой. Что такое?
Alan, please, this way.
Извини, братюнь, но я не пойду в ту сторону, я хочу немного прогуляться.
Oh, hello. I've painted you.
Okay.
Что?
I was just struck by inspiration a couple of days ago. Dr. Hartman wanted me to paint landscapes, and that's what I was doing. But now I've been doing these things. A lot of them just keep coming. Dr. Hartman likes them. He has them in his office.
Да.
Yeah.
Ты
He's
рисуешь.
very proud of me. He says I'm getting...
Come, Alan, this way.
Да
Now,
не пойду я с
you
тобой.
might have noticed the typewriter
О,
in your
еще
room
одна детка.
has been writing as a part of the therapy.
Yeah.
As soon as you feel up to it, you should continue.
Там здесь было страшно. Добро пожаловать в дом на озере Колдрон. Мы окажем вам всю необходимую помощь. Тем не менее, просим соблюдать следующие правила. Попросите друзей и близких заранее планировать посещение, чтобы они не приходилось на время ваших лечебных процедур или творческой деятельности. Кроме того, просим вас уважать право на уединение и личное пространство других пациентов, особенно когда они заняты творчеством. Ну, понятно. Будьте терпеливы. Короче, сборище психов. Не подходите к психам. Более культурно написано. Эй, привет, ребят! Это же вы. Что-то вы быстро. Из закусочной попали сюда.
And these two are the Anderson brothers, Odin and Thor. They had a, how should I put this? A heavy metal band in the 70s and 80s called Old Gods of Asgard. They even adopted new first names to complete the image of Viking gods. After the band broke up, they lived on a farm nearby. They are, well, in advanced stages of dementia. They're well cared for, TLC
Почему
and all
они
that. There's
будут
nothing more that can
закусочные?
be
Они
done.
же должны здесь
I'm
сидеть.
afraid that the rock and roll lifestyle has left its mark.
Сам ты псих. Они клевые
No, that
ребята.
won't do. I'm so sorry to cut this short for now, Alan. The power has been acting up. I'd better go check on it. We'll continue this soon. Meanwhile, when you feel up to it, return to your room and try to write. It really is for the best. Don't you think?
Надо было тебе посильнее врезать.
I'd like to bash his head in with a hammer.
Oh, he'd love to fish out our secrets, but he has no clue. He's not crazy enough. Not crazy like us, Sonny.
Yeah!
Being crazy's a requirement, Sonny. Who else could understand the world when it's like this? It takes crazy to know crazy.
That's the sanest thing I've heard in a while.
Zane! You're alright, Tom. Hey, we like him, don't we, bro? He's gotta go to the farm.
The Anderson Farm. Valhalla!
We wrote it all down, lest we'd forget. A crash course. All you need to know to get your head right. You need to find the message.
Here, Sonny, here's something for you. Gave me a rash, but I kept it safe from these bastards.
Zane could feel the poems, taking form, shaping things. As he experimented, he imagined he could almost feel the power surging through the keys of the typewriter. It exhilarated him. But there was fear, too. If not for his young assistant Emil, he would have given it up. But Emil convinced him otherwise. He, too, had a way with words. My head was clearing up, or according to Hartman, I was sinking back into the fantasy. I was convinced he was lying to me about everything. Crazy or not, the Andersons made more sense.
Yeah, good thing he's not overreacting or anything.
Well, he's the boss.
I may need a hand here later on,
The
Birch.
doors were
The storm's
locked.
bound to make
Hartman and the
you-know-who
nurses would
jumpy.
have
You know how they
keys,
get.
but there was no way to get my hands on them.
Looking after Wake here, but holler if they get too rowdy.
I'll do that, Birch.
Something's wrong. I'm not myself. It's hard to think. There's a shadow inside my head. I can only focus on writing. Everything else is a blur. Hartman had mentioned that the power had been acting up. Maybe that was the reason for the generator and the work light on the balcony. The generator hadn't been activated, and there was no key. It's not human. A dark presence is wearing
Hey, Wake, why don't you humor Dr. Hartman and give the writing a shot, huh? Typewriter's in your room.
I think I've made a horrible mistake. I'm any closer to saving Alice. It's been lying to me, using me to get the story it wants. And the story
На Xbox можно играть... Да, Фрали. На Xbox можно играть даже вот в таких психиатрических лечебницах. Особенно на таком телеке графика просто шикарная. Отстаньте от меня, не хочу я писать. Я не хочу этим заниматься. Нет, я не буду этим заниматься. Ну ладно. Потому что больше нечего делать.
The white glare of the blank page in front of me hurt my eyes. My hands began to shake uncontrollably.
Everybody calm down. Put that down. Bert, I need help.
Hey, Wake, you stay here. I'm gonna go see what's up. You just keep doing what you're doing. Be cool, okay?
I didn't know what the chaos was all about, but it could be my only chance of getting out of here.
I don't know.
Here's a friendly poke from Mjolnir, wench.
Hartman kept talking, giving Barry the grand tour, clearly proud of the place. He went on and on about his hunting trophies, and Barry was impressed. But he was here on business. He raised his voice, cut through the monologue. Hey, Hartman, where's Al? Hartman stopped in mid-sentence, annoyed at the interruption. He nodded at the hulking orderly standing nearby. The man smiled and clapped a practiced hand on Barry's shoulder.
Oh, afraid of the crazy brothers, are ya? Not so weak now, are we? Well, things are unraveling fast, aren't they?
Sinclair looked bad. That wasn't a love tap. The crazy old fart hit her hard. If she was one of Hartman's goons, she had it coming. I had to get to Hartman's office. He had taken all my manuscript pages. That's where he'd been keeping them.
Come out and face the music, Birch! It's time to pay the piper!
Maybe you could come out and beat our wrinkled diaper.
Что?
The photo on the wall caught my attention. In it, the clinic staff was standing outside the lodge. I knew the man next to Hartman. He was the kidnapper. Hartman had been playing me all along. The markings on the tape said they were recordings Hartman had made at the sessions with his patients. I saw Alice's name in one of them. For a moment, I couldn't breathe right. Hartman wasn't happy. Mott could see it in his eyes. He quickly lowered his own. He had made a mess of it, and he knew it. The shame of failure was hard to bear. He hadn't expected Wake to say he needed more time, and he blurted out 2 days, less than Wake had asked for to show him who was in charge. But that wasn't part of Hartman's plan.
Angry all the time. He's getting violent.
Do you mean with you?
No, not with me. No, never.
Okay.
Sometimes I...
Берри, дружище.
Barry?
Берри. Привет.
About time. Barry, man, am I glad to see you.
We need to get to Hartman's office.
It's right next door.
You okay?
Yeah. I mean, no.
Берри, да я возьму
The
её.
cops found me at Rose's trailer, but they didn't hassle me too much. I'm obviously a victim in this, and I demanded to be treated as such. Or else I'd sue their asses. Speaking of asses, that vet gave me a real hard time, but I had no clue where you were. That guy's crazy out.
These were all the pages I had on me. And more.
Alan, please. You're sliding back into the...
Tell me one more lie and I'll shoot you in the face.
Ah, well, it was worth a shot. Really, Wake, come on. Let's work together on this. You have no idea...
Hartman, shut up! Barry, get out of here. I'll catch up with you. Get a car.
Oh, Al, let's just...
Go!
Wake, listen to me. This is a mistake. Don't you see? Together we can create something absolutely wonderful. With your ability and mine.
Все хотят использовать Алана для своих целей. Но лучше этого не делать.
Hartman followed the fall of Alan Wake with his binoculars. When the rider hit the water, he ordered Jack to take the boat to him. The spot was easy to see in the dark, even with all the extra lights in the boat. The flare floated and kept burning even in the water. Jack turned the radio louder as the engine sputtered. The music was rough and clanking, something the Anderson brothers would no doubt have enjoyed. But Hartman chose to ignore it. Wake was finally within his reach.
Фонарика нет.
I had to find a way out.
Черт! Не обратил внимания. Ну уже. Damn it!
I needed light to get the possessed bookshelves out of my way.
Я знаю, где он. Oops, sorry. Что здесь надо было сделать? Что по телевизору? Я уж просто не помню. Ну ладно, страница.
Hartman knew he was no creator. He had no ambitions on that front. And he certainly didn't want to end up like every artist he had worked with here, damaged in ways that were hard to describe, or worse. It was enough for Hartman to maintain creative control and provide direction, to be a producer. That was what most of these people were in need of anyway. Of course, suitable subjects were few and far in between.
Damn it. Все, идем. Уже. Закрыто. Закрыто. Понял. Be careful. Ну, это все, что ты можешь. Давай. That's all you got. Все. Что такое? Давай, Алан, прыгай. Где, куда? Что, куда? Почему? Черт, закрыто. Надо вынести эту дверь. Ау, ну еще одно попадание такое. Я сейчас копыта отброшу. Ну же. Все, валим отсюда. Берри, как всегда, спасает мою шкуру. Извини, Берри, мне надо... А я смогу это взять сейчас. Нет, сейчас я пока не смогу.
Hey, come on! We gotta get going! I found the car, but the gate's locked. You're gonna have to go through the hedge maze over there.
Barry, I don't have a light.
Take this, Al!
Спасибо большое, дружище.
Look at the house, Al! Look out!
Черт, да что ж такое? Фух, отбились. И, наверное, сейчас мы на этом закончим. И уже в следующей части будем проходить этот лабиринт, как там говорит Берри. Ну а с вами был Вескер. Подписывайтесь на канал, ставьте лайки, рекомендуйте друзьям и оставляйте комментарии. Увидимся в следующей части. Удачи!